A blessed afternoon to everyone, blessed day, and happy feast day to all the devotees of Santo Nino all over the world. Where there are Filipinos, Santo Nino is there. No? I have seen this in Rome. In fact, doon ko mas nakilala ang debosyon ng Santo Niño sa Rome, sa Madrid, among Filipinos, because in the north, hindi masyadong malakas yung debosyon kagaya ng Cebu, no? Or other parts of the world, or the Philippines, where we have a very strong devotion and festival and feasting, while in the north we do not have much. Doon ko na mas lalong nakilala itong debosyon sa banal na sanggol among our kababayans in Rome. No? May malaking celebration or also in Madrid, in Spain. No? This beautiful tradition of celebrating the holy childhood of Jesus Christ. If we contemplate this particular dimension of the mystery of Christ, his childhood or youthhood, it is notable that we do not have much data about this in the Gospels. The only instance where we find a young Jesus, is what we have heard in the Gospel today. No. We do not find much of stories about Jesus' childhood, while there are stories outside the so-called canonical Gospels, other accounts outside the Bible, but in the Bible itself, we do not find much. No? And here, as I've said, the only time we find a story about a young Jesus at the age of 12, no, in the temple, discussing with the learned topics about probably religion, and other than this, we do not have stories about this particular phase of Jesus' earthly life. What we have as Santo Nino is, according to historians, is based on a vision by Santa Teresa of Avila in the Middle Ages, the 16th century particularly. So, the Santo Nino is part of this popular religious tradition of Christianity. Such importance and popularity of this devotion that it captured the heart and imagination of people. And one of the proofs, as one author said, that one thing is indeed popular and has captured the mind, the heart of people, is when this image is appropriated or is expressed to identify themselves with this someone. That's why we have so many images, representations of the Santo Nino, aside from the traditional image of Santo Nino of Cebu, Santo Nino de Praga, Santo Niño de Pandacan, de Tondo, etc. There are also other Santo Niño expressions or representation of Santo Niño as a policeman, as a basurero, as a, name it, teacher, etc. That shows that indeed the Santo Niño is very near. He has become a very important part of our devotion, of our relationship with God Himself through His Son. What we see, for example, what is the message of Santo Niño? We see from the first reading today, the prophecy of Isaiah, and that birth of a child, and it is given to us, it says there. And upon his shoulder, dominion rests. They name him Wonder Counselor, God Hero, Father forever, Prince of Peace. His dominion is vast and forever peaceful. From David's throne and over his kingdom, which he confirms and sustains by judgment and justice, both now and forever. In the mind of the church, reading this, the church saw that this text is fulfilled in the person of Jesus Christ, who became a child and who grew up, as the gospel reading today. He grew up in age, in wisdom, it says at the end of the gospel today. What can we learn from the child Jesus? In the gospel today it says, Jesus went down with his parents and obedient to them. Whatever our chronological age may be, we will always be children of our Heavenly Father. And we always need to be reminded of this truth so that we may have always that openness, docility, and obedience of a child, like the child Jesus to his parents. Minsan kasi naisip natin when we were young, gusto nating maging malaki na. At sometimes, I do not know if may Tagalog understanding. Kasi may gulang na ang tao, sabi may gulang o magulang, malapit dun sa magulang na tao, marunong manggulang sa kapwa. Maybe a reminder is that we should always be like us, that we do not lose our status as children of God. Magiging lolo, lola, presidente ka man, or manager, etc., we will always be children of God. And it is important to remember this, because in being a child, we can please God. Secondly, that we allow ourselves to be challenged also by the young, to marvel and enjoy their giftedness, like what Mary did. She kept all these things in her heart. And this is a reminder also for us who are older to discover the giftedness of young people. And many times we do not have, recognize that we do not have the monopoly of the truth. So it is important also that we learn to listen to them, celebrate their giftedness, their youthhood, and be inspired by them. Thanks to a greater consciousness of the world today, of nations today, promoting, for example, the children's rights, no? That we help promote, for example, this a greater good service to the young people. Some days ago, I heard that that the President of the Philippines signed a law facilitating, for example, the adoption of people. Minsan yung nakakatigil ng pag-a-adopt ng mga bata daw na pwedeng i-adopt ay dahil sa bureaucracy. So we hope that with this would help provide the framework for a better care for those who are not fortunate to have their parents and be given the opportunity to be cared for by others. And so the point is that we ask and we are challenged by the youth, by the children, and we rejoice, we as older people, to learn also from them. In the 60s, 70s, there was an aggressive, in so many countries in the world, of controlling population. Very aggressive. One-child policy of some countries, etc. Now, such countries are promoting, giving incentives to couples to have more children because there is now an imbalance, for example, in the population. Ang daming matatanda, kakaunti ang mga bata, so sinong papalit sa kanila? Sinong magpapakain later on sa mga kawawa na yung mga working class? Kasi ang taas ng kanilang taxes na babayaran para i-sustain yung mga matatanda. So you see the what they call the demographic winter, that is also having detrimental effects to our society, to our life, as a people. So the message is, children are gifts of God also, and our promotion for the good of children is our vote also for a better future for the world. Dear friends, we ask the Lord, the Santo Nino, to help us retain that openness of a child. As I've said, we, before God, we will always be children, child of God. We are. I am a child of God. And it's good to be reminded of this, always. nung buhay pa yung mga parents ko, every time I go home, it was a, how do I say, a sobering experience, because when I arrived, nasa bahay ako, I'm just Ronnie. Hindi ako pari. I mean, in the sense of that, well, I need to do the dishes, help, because I'm just one among them. It's good to be reminded of our status as children of our parents, no? At least for me. And this is also a good and sobering moment for me. And it is important that we maintain this idea, this attitude that we are all children of God. And secondly, that we rejoice in the giftedness of children and help promote a better future for younger generations. The great Fyodor Dostoevsky, author, Russian author, would say, "The soul is healed by being with children." A beautiful quote, reminder. The soul is healed by being with children.